All right, guys. So I am in Photoshop getting ready to show you guys how to do frequency separation in Photoshop for skin retouching. And I'm still working with the raw file. Normally I work with the raw files because after I finish doing my skin retouching in Photoshop, I save it, export it back over to Lightroom, and finish doing my editing. So here we are. I made a copy of the original photo because I didn't want to do any destruction on the original photo. And so the first thing I am going to do is make 2 copies over here, and I'll hold down, I'm working on the Mac, so I'll hold down Command J, press Command and J, however you say it, and I am going to label the bottom layer low res, and you guys will see why. Low res for low resolution. And then the top layer, I am going to label it texture. This will be my textured layer. All right, click off of it. So I am going to, over here where it says lock, I'm going to click on the eyeball to turn that layer off. I want that layer to be off. I'm going to go down here and click on the low res layer, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. All right, so mine is already set because I've been doing some work in Photoshop. So my radius is set to 4.0. So that's about where I like to have it when I do my frequency separation. Hit OK. Then, so you can see this photo of her is blurred out a bit. That's about how I want it. Then I'm going to go back over to the textured layer on the very top. Turn the eyeball back on so that you can see. So now you see it's changed. The photo, you're seeing the original photo, the texture. But while I have that chosen, I'm going to go to Image, Apply Image, and then this box will pop up, Apply Image. So I want to go down here to Blending Mode. Right now it says Multiply. I want to go down to Subtract. All right, so then you're going to get this gray overlay on top of the image while it says subtract. We want our opacity at 100. We want our scale at 2 and offset at 128. Don't ask me what all that means. Just make sure you have it there if you want to be successful. Then you go up here where it says layer. You want to hit this drop down arrow and choose low res because we have this layer over here, the low res layer. We want to choose low res. Hit OK. Now, once you hit OK, your image should look like this, where you can kind of see her highlighted through there. Now, you still have your textured layer chosen. So now we're going to go up to blending modes here. And then I'm going to go down and choose linear light. That's very important. Choose linear light. After we choose that, it's going to go back over to, it's going to look like the original layer again. All right, bear with me. Here we go. We're going to go back down and select low res because that is the layer we're going to be working with. We don't want to be operating on this textured layer. Right here, we want to work on this low res layer, and it's going to show through. Whatever work we do on the low res layer is going to show through on the textured layer. Now that we have everything like this, we're going to go over to the paintbrush tool and choose mixer brush tool. Very important. Choose mixer brush tool. With your mixture brush tool chosen, go up to the top and make sure that this one right here, you see where I'm at the top here next to custom, make sure that is off. I like to keep my brush at 7% wet, 15% load, 15% mix, and 15% flow. All right, this is how much of the paint mixture that's loaded up on your brush for load. For mix, this is how much you're mixing in the pixel paint. 15%. I hope I'm saying this right. And then 15% flow is how much how strong your paintbrush tool is. All right, so now this is where the magic starts. I'm gonna work on the larger areas with a brush about this size, and I'm still on my low res layer over here. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm using a Wacom pen. It's easier for me to use this than it is to use a mouse. Some people use a mouse. Hey, God bless you. But I use mine like this, and I'm going to start lightly painting over this. Remember, I'm painting on my low res layer here, and you can kind of see the skin starts to smooth a little bit. And let me zoom in just a little bit closer so you can see what's happening. I am going to kind of go with the skin texture, the direction of the skin texture on the person's face. And what it's doing is kind of mixing the uneven areas on the skin as much as possible. Now, we don't want to overdo this. It's very easy to overdo this because sometimes you get happy and you just kind of overdo stuff. So you can see this starting to smooth. So I'm going with the direction of her skin, and I'm making the brush as big or as small as I need it to get into different areas. I'm not going to paint over her hair or anything like that. And it's evening out the shadows, and it's evening out some of those blemished areas. And to kind of go a little bit further with those blemished areas is when I'll use my dodge and burn technique. But this is how I do it. And I'm not gonna, this is not perfect. Normally I take my time and do this, but because video purposes, I want to kind of show you guys how I get it done. Again, making my brush as big as small as I need to. So I don't like to work zoomed all the way in because you can't see if you're overdoing it if you are zoomed too close in. And she has her makeup applied really good on here, but you know, as photographers and artists, we kind of like to just redo everything anyway. So again, going with her skin tone, and it's the areas on her skin where it's highlighted is kind of giving you more of an even blend with the shadow areas. And this is how you get that really smooth skin tone look. Again, it'll be further enhanced whenever I go to do my dodging and burn technique. Some areas up here. Sometimes you have some trouble areas. You can kind of go in a circle like what I'm doing here. And I would just do this wherever needed, you know. Again, making my brush smaller where needed. And so let's just see where we are right now. Let me go ahead and group this. I'm going to choose this low res layer over here and textured layer. I'm going to hold down shift, choose the textured layer, and I'm going to on the Mac hit Command G, and it grouped it. And then I can label this frequency separation, frequency sep. Just do that. Okay, so now I'm going to go click on this eye, and you can see the difference right here in what that frequency separation is doing for her skin. So that's it. That's how I do my frequency separation. I'll go and do this wherever she has skin exposed, and I will bring it to a good point there, and then I will start my dodging and burning technique, and I'm going to show you that in a separate video. Thanks for watching.